How the fuck are you guys? Death Wish coming at you once again with something a little fucked up. I'm GTS The King.
I'm in Balance and I'm already fucking terrified.
So, guys, we filmed a paranormal video. Wanted to tell you about our encounters with paranormal, but it ended up getting scrapped. But one of the things that came from it is, in this video, we're going to talk about shadow people because it has surrounded our lives for a very long time. He's not too fond of the idea that I keep fucking with him, want to summon him, and shit like that. It irks him out a little bit.
Ain't gonna happen with me.
And he's not too happy about that. But go ahead and tell him about your experience with shadow people.
First of all, let's go into a little bit more why that last video we made got scrapped. I don't know if it's coincidence. I don't know what it is. But after we filmed that video, my memory card on my camera went fucking haywire. It started deleting shit on its own, adding old shit that had been deleted like weeks, months ago.
Months ago, yeah.
We couldn't access any of the files on the memory card. So I finally was able to access them on another computer and upload it to Google Drive, but I'm terrified. Like, I was too terrified to even upload it because obviously I think something didn't want that to get out.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? We're going to talk about it again. Shadow people.
I just don't know when to give up.
I don't fuck with shadow people. The one experience, the first one I can remember was damn near 10 years ago now. Right after my divorce. Really dark time in my life. Mentally I just wasn't there. Just depression had taken over me. Suicidal thoughts every day. Self-mutilation. I still have scars on my arms from it. And this guy even said when he met me, like, he can usually read people's auras. He said it was just like nothing when it came to me. And anyway, I was standing out back smoking a cigarette. Looked down on the ground. My shadow is just like right in front of me, just on the ground, like the way the light was, you know. I'm like, okay, so I'm just standing there smoking, and I like sense something moving. I look down, my shadow is like swaying like to the side like this. I'm standing still. So I'm like, okay, I know I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, but this is weird. So I just kept watching it sway, like almost like, it was almost like hypnotic. Like I could feel myself like, almost like being hypnotized. And then it stopped. And like, I've never felt so much fear and just dread in my life. And I could just feel like I could like reach into my shadow and like go into it essentially. And like I started to reach into it, and then like every instinct in my body just said stop. And then I turned around and ran inside and told this guy about it, and he's like, oh yeah, that was a Jinn. I was like, what the fuck? Like Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars? He's like, oh no, shadow people. I'm like, what the hell is a shadow person?
Yeah.
So if you want to go into what shadow people are.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So guys, my entire life I've had an affinity for supernatural, and it seems to have followed me around pretty much my entire life. I've come face to face with spirits, shadow people, ghosts, demons, just about everything you could possibly imagine. Even seen an angel once, which was fucking weird. But anyway, I used to go ghost hunting all the time. Now when we would go ghost hunting, I want everybody to know we were the first motherfuckers to try to explain everything rationally and scientifically. There's actually one time that this lady called us out because she was having visions of ghosts, demons, everything like that. She was hearing weird noises. There was all kinds of crazy shit going on in her house. We get there, you know, we start doing our readings, we start going through stuff. Come to find out, she had a gas leak in her house. And one of the noises she was hearing was the pipe had been rattling, and it had literally put like just this small little pinhole in the gas line. And she wasn't actually seeing anything. She was basically hallucinating because of inhaling the gas.
Damn.
So, you know, luckily we found it before anything happened. It was a small gas leak. How the hell she managed to not blow herself up before we found it amazes me. But, you know, we found it, and, you know, we told her, like, obviously your house isn't haunted. This is what was going on. Now I've also experienced hauntings that you talk about shadow people being just evil, maniacal bastards. When you come face to face with a ghost, Ghosts don't really bother me. Hell, demons, you know. I know exactly what demons are after. But shadow people is something so surrounded in mystery that you really don't know what they are. You really, like, all we have is various explanations, various theories. Now, a number of religions have shadow people. There's legends, there's urban legends, there's so many belief systems that describe shadowy spiritual beings. One of the things that we're looking at Wikipedia right now, it says the Coast to Coast AM late night radio talk show helped popularize modern beliefs in shadow people. The first time the topic of shadow people was discussed at length on the show was April 12, 2001, when host Art Bell interviewed Native American elder Thunder Strikes, who is also known as Harley Swift-Deer Reagan. During the show, listeners were encouraged to submit drawings of shadow people that they had seen, and large numbers of these drawings were immediately shared publicly on the website. In October that year, Heidi Hollis published her first book on the topic of shadow people and later became a regular guest on Coast to Coast. So there's a little background on how it got popularized, but if you guys don't know from our Thanksgiving special, I'm Native American. I remember hearing stories all the time about shadow people from my father, from my grandfather, and just stories that have been passed down through the generations. And I'm telling you, man, like, I don't know, obviously throughout the world people see it all the time. I remember one picture I had seen was like, somebody had described that there was always this being sitting off in the corner, and they had drawn a picture and it was just basically this black darkness with white eyes, and like they were basically told to call a priest or do something, just get rid of it. And you know, they come out and exercise the house, and it was a big fucking mess. But basically what ended up happening was the people just left the house because this thing would just not go away. And that's one of the things a lot of people don't understand what the hell these things are, because demons can be exorcised, ghosts can be basically put at rest, or you know, put at bay, but fucking shadow people, man, it's like you can't do much about it. Sometimes you can kind of push them away, whatever. But so a lot of the explanations are several physiological and psychological conditions can account for reported experiences of shadowy shapes that are actually seeming to be alive or have human characteristics. A sleep paralysis sufferer may perceive a shadow of basically humanoid shape or of an indistinct shape approaching them when they're laying awake and they're paralyzed. Now, I suffer from night terrors and sleep paralysis. More or less what can happen, this is not every case, when you're paralyzed asleep, it's almost like you're in a dream state, for me anyway, yet I'm awake. So a lot of times I see things that aren't really there, but I know that I'm dreaming. And I'm telling you, it can be one of the scariest things in the world. My episodes usually only last from 1 to 2 minutes, but that 1 to 2 minutes can seem like a lifetime when you can't move, but you're completely conscious. It is really fucking scary. A lot of people say that appearances of shadow people come from prolonged periods of sleep deprivation. Psychiatrist Jack Potts suggests that, I can't say that, methamphetamine, crystal meth, yeah. Its usage adds a conspiratorial component to the sleep deprivation and hallucinations. Now that can be very true. I say that a lot of times this is what people are dealing with, is hallucinations about shadow people.
For the record, I was not taking any kind of crystal meth during my experience. I know I said I hadn't gotten a lot of sleep. That was from depression.
Yeah.
Not from Heisenberg.
Right. A lot of people, I'd say right. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is, especially right now, there seems like there's a growing interest in shadow people. It's become such a widespread phenomenon, and there's a lot of people out there like that are trying to summon these entities. There's actually, it is one of the craziest things I've ever heard, and then it got developed into a creepypasta, which is really fucking stupid because now a lot of people don't believe it, and there's assholes out there trying to do it. But a long time ago, there was a legend that said you could play a card game with a shadow person. And the way the card game works is you draw 3 cards for yourself, you deal 3 cards with shadow person. You don't know what the entity is gonna really do, but if they're malicious, they're going to hurt you.
Malicious, what the fuck does that mean?
They're going to hurt you. But at the same time, you're playing for knowledge. You can ask it stuff and it will tell you. Whether it's a whisper in your ear or whatever. Some entities will push the card forward when they go to play. Sometimes you almost hear like they're telling you what card to play or whatever, and you sit at a table and play with a shadow person.
I'd just be blissfully ignorant. Like, no thanks.
Now, I'm not going to get into the details of the game, but if you're really interested, you can look it up online. Like I said, somebody at some point in time developed this into a creepypasta. Dumbest thing they could have fucking done, because in the creepypasta, I want to say, if I remember right, they talk about it being a spirit that you're playing with. There's a lot of misinformation. Please don't fucking look this up and play it, guys. It's really fucking stupid. Just don't mess with shadow people in general. Okay? Now, those who are experiencing and studying shadow people as a phenomenon say that these entities almost always were used to being seen out of the corner of your eye. It's just for a second. It's very brief. It's not, you don't get a good look at them before they're gone. But more and more people are beginning to see them straight on and for longer periods of time. And I think a lot of it's because we're becoming more and more aware, more people are starting to believe, and some people are starting to testify that they have even seen the eyes, usually red, some of them white. And I'm telling you, when you see a shadow person with red eyes, that shit will straight freak you the fuck out. But so it's become a pretty regular topic, and people are going crazy about it now. When we're talking about shadow people, a lot of people contribute it to being ghosts. When you call this entity a ghost, you need a definition of what a ghost is. But almost any definition of shadow people are somewhat different than a ghost or poltergeist phenomenon. You know, honestly, guys, you can find this information on the web, but there's a big difference between the two. Then you have people who believe that they're demons or other spirit entities, and a lot of it, I think, comes from when you see a shadow person, you get this, like he said, you get a sense of dread. You feel that malevolent force. You feel in danger almost 90% of the time. You feel that when they're when they're near. Now, that's led a lot of researchers to think that they're demonic in nature, but we don't know. And that's what makes this so fucking interesting, and why so many people are diving into it, because we don't know. Now, in some religions, it's believed that shadow people and jinn are one and the same. I kind of believe that, especially because they were born, I want to say, in a smokeless flame. I can't remember the story or whatever, but a lot of descriptions of jinn are very similar to the descriptions of shadow people. So a lot of people are saying that's what it is. I kind of believe that. I don't know for sure anymore. But one theory suggests the shadow people are the shadows or essences of people that are having out-of-body experiences. Now, according to Jerry Gross, an author, lecturer, and teacher of astral travel, we all travel out of the body when we are asleep. Perhaps this theory says we are seeing the ephemeral astral bodies of these twilight travelers. I don't really believe that at all, because I've seen shadow people with red or white eyes. Don't know why a human in astral form would have red or white eyes. Now, yeah, a lot of people say they're time travelers. I'm not even gonna fucking get into that because it's bullshit. Now, this is one that is really weird, but when they talk about interdimensional beings, like, these things live in the 4th dimension, and the 4th dimension is mind-shattering to even try to explain, but they would not perceive anything the way we perceive it. Time, everything is completely different for them, and they could basically travel in and out of our realm with ease.
It's like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, which I know you've not watched.
No.
For our viewers, that's pretty much what an interdimensional being is.
Yeah. Now, it is true that even mainstream scientists believe that there is more than the 3 dimensions we perceive. There are multiple dimensions that we as human beings cannot see. There's even dimensions that exist parallel to ours, and that's possibly where these entities reside and why you see them just for a brief moment. But there is no way to prove or disprove any of the theories that we've just discussed. There's no way to prove or disprove the phenomenon, because you have people who honestly, they're trying, and honestly, unless you get full-on images, even then, it can be speculation or explained away. Yeah, because of what they are. You know, it's a shadow. So you can say, oh, somebody was standing in front of the light and they took a picture. But all we can do is really document personal experiences and try to put things together and explain what these entities are. Personally, my warning to you, because I've done this, it's such a bad idea. Don't fucking play with these entities. Don't go out of your way to summon them. Don't try to fucking communicate with them. Been there, done that. It never ends well. Personally, I know a little bit about what I'm doing. I know he gets anxious anytime I'm like, I want to summon a shadow person. And he's like, motherfucker. You know, when we did our ghost hunt out in the woods, you know, he's seen what kind of a prick I can be when I start calling spirits and shit out. But, so yeah, we have spirits around us all the fucking time in the studio. One of the reasons we want to talk about it is you guys obviously never see it, but in our studio there's a room that sits off to the side that we use as a bedroom. So anytime we're working real late or whatever and I end up staying, I stay in that room. In that room we've seen countless times a shadow person standing in the corner. Now a lot of times it doesn't move, doesn't do a whole lot, but at one point in time it kicked the fucking bed with me in it across the room.
Might have been in bed with me.
Yeah,
whatever the hell it was.
He had a fun experience with it, waking him up and yeah, touching him. Not in a fun way either.
No.
So yeah, but guys, we just wanted to talk a little bit about it, and what we're wanting to do is, hey, we want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Have you ever had any encounters with shadow people or any other ghosts, spirits, demons? Let us know in the comments below, and we want to start a discussion with you guys. Personally, I would love to know what the fuck they are. Most likely that's never going to happen, but for all we know, they could be demons, they could be interdimensional beings. Either way, I say, let's not fuck with them too much, and just leave them the fuck alone. Yeah. We don't know what they are. It's one of those things that you should fuck with.
You alone.
Yeah, they might put a finger in your ass.
Well, in that case.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna talk to one right now. Let's have some shadow person fun. So, all right, guys, we just wanted to touch base on that. Like I said, let us know any of your experiences in the comments below. Start a discussion. And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.